I look ugly. I'm shy. I don't sound good. What will people think? What if people troll my live? How do I deal with nasty comments? These are just some of the excuses that enter your mind when you're ready to go live. If you've been wanting to go live on YouTube but haven't been able to overcome the fear, this video is for you. You'll learn the secrets to slaying your fears so you can start live streaming today. Quick question for you. What scares you the most about going live on YouTube? Post your answer in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too. Let me share a quick story with you. It took 3 months for me to overcome my fear of going live on YouTube. When I did, I had so much fun and regretted that I hadn't gone live earlier. I simply set a deadline to go live and just did it. All the fears that were in my mind were completely unfounded. Here are some tips for going live on YouTube so you can get started today. Number 1, have the correct mindset. Focus on the message you're trying to get across to your audience instead of worrying about how you sound or how you look on camera. Your audience is more interested in your content than how you look or how you sound. Pretend you're talking with your best friend over a cup of coffee. If you envision talking with your best friend instead of a crowd of people, it'll be easier to slay your fears. You can also imagine talking with your wife or one of your kids. Be relaxed. Before you go live, you might want to listen to some music to get you in the right mood. If you find that dancing or jumping around helps you to relax before you go live, just do it. Have a glass of water handy. Sometimes when I'm speaking, my throat goes dry or I start coughing. If you have a glass of water handy, you can lubricate your throat and continue speaking. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to be yourself, and if you stumble over some words, that's okay because you're going live. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is that you're going to die when you go live, and that's not going to happen. One thing you can do before going public is to practice going live on your phone. Just play back the video and see how good you are. Have fun. The most important mindset to have when you're going live is to have fun with your audience. This will help you to relax and make the live stream go smoothly. Okay, now that we've talked about how to have the correct mindset, let's talk about planning your content. Number 2, plan your content. If you plan out your content ahead of time, then you won't run out of things to say. Create a list of bullet points you want to cover so you can stay on track during your live. It's okay to go off script while live as long as it relates to the content you're trying to convey. Identify the biggest problems of your audience. When you're planning out your content, you might want to survey your audience and ask them what are the biggest problems they have with the topic you're trying to discuss. You can then invite them to the live to get the solutions. Now that you've planned out your content, you want to check if your gear is working correctly. Number 3, check your live streaming gear. Make sure your lights are turned on and your camera has the right exposure so you look good on camera. Check the sound. Make sure your mic is plugged in and test the sound levels. If you're using software like Ecamm Live, you can click on the microphone icon and check your sound levels. Check the live streaming software. If you're using live streaming software like Ecamm Live, make sure it's functioning correctly. I use the Canon M50 when I go live using Ecamm Live software. All I have to do is plug in the USB cord from my camera to my computer. I use a snowball microphone to capture the sound and just plug that into my computer also with a USB cord. If you're interested in a review of Ecamm Live software for the Mac, click the link in the card. Turn off distractions. There's been times when my phone's been ringing during the live stream. So make sure you set it to Do Not Disturb while you're going live. If you've got sound notifications turned on from your computer, you might also want to turn them off as well. Check your batteries. I typically go live for an hour, so I have to make sure my battery for my Canon M50 is fully charged because it only lasts for an hour. If you're using a mobile phone, make sure it's fully charged. Okay, now that you've got your gear all set up correctly, you're ready to go live. I highly recommend doing a dry run before you actually go live. You can do this by setting your privacy settings on YouTube video to private so it won't be available to the public. If you're happy with the setup, you're ready to go live. Number 4, structure your live stream. I follow a simple structure for my live stream that I want to share with you. Are you ready? Start with a hook. You always want to think about the audience that is watching the replay, so you want to get straight into the meat of the content. Instead of starting off by greeting all the people on the live stream, start off with a hook, which can be a question or telling your people what to expect on the live stream. This will help keep the people engaged that are watching the live stream. If you start greeting people from the beginning, you're going to lose people that are watching the replay. After you've introduced your content, introduce yourself and what your channel's about. First-time viewers don't know who you are and what your channel's about, so this is an opportunity for them to subscribe to your channel. Make sure you give a strong benefit of why people should subscribe to your channel, but keep the introduction really short. Now that you've hooked your audience, introduce your topic, yourself, and ask people to subscribe to your channel, you can greet your viewers. Spend a few seconds greeting people on the call so you acknowledge their presence. I know when I'm attending live, it's nice to get some recognition instead of just being a number. If you get some regulars, address them by their first name. Okay, now that you've greeted your viewers, it's time to get into your main content. Tell your viewers to ask their questions at the end of the presentation so you won't get distracted. You can also tell the audience you put the questions in chat and you refer to them later. You can also remind viewers after the presentation to re-ask the question if you missed it. While you're presenting your main content, ask the audience to like the video. The engagement activity will help your video get promoted on YouTube after you're finished with the live stream. After you finish giving your presentation, what do you want your audience to do? This is an opportunity to recommend one of your products, services, invite people to your Facebook group, or check out another video. You can also ask your audience what was the biggest takeaway from the content you presented. Another call to action could be asking for topics for future live streams. Finish off your live stream by thanking everybody for attending and wishing them a great day. You can also remind them if they have any questions that they think of later to put them in the comments of the live stream replay. This will help others who might have the same questions. Here are some live streaming tips so you can overcome your fears of going live. Number one, you'll improve with practice. The more times you go live, the live streams will go smoother. You'll also have less fear. Number two, just do it. As I mentioned before, I waited 3 months before I went live on YouTube. After doing it, I regretted that I hadn't gone live earlier because the fears were unfounded. Number three, get support. Get some friends or family members to support you while going live by leaving positive comments on the chat stream. They can cheer you on as you go live. Number four, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Realize you'll be a little uncomfortable on your first live. Your heart will be beating faster and you may be sweating. That's okay, but just go through it. The more you do it, the easier it'll become. Keep in mind you can remove any segments you don't want to appear in the replay by using the YouTube video editor. You can edit the beginning, the end, or even remove sections from the middle. The great benefit of editing the live stream replay with the YouTube video editor is that you don't lose the comments or likes, and you'll have a smooth replay. Think of the benefits. You don't have to spend hours editing your live stream. You get more audience exposure, you have a direct connection to your subscribers and your viewers. You can build your brand and improve your speaking skills. You can also repurpose your live stream into a blog post, podcast, article, webinar, ebook, or report. You just do the work once and reap the benefits over and over again. It's a great return on investment. Most importantly, have fun. Have fun with your audience by asking them questions, getting their feedback and their tips. Many times they have tips about your topic that you didn't even think about. Oh, I almost forgot. If you want to know the steps to go live from your mobile phone, from your desktop, or to live stream like a pro using Ecamm Live software, check out my series of videos. You'll learn how to live stream like a pro in no time at all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.